Hello, YouTube. Since I realize that now that I have a webcam, blogging can be a lot more easier than doing cute little sketches. I'm gonna start doing a few blogs every now and again. I might even start blogging as Mr. Zero, but until I figure out what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna do a couple blogs, talk about things that are near and dear to my heart, right, right here, that little pumping muscle there, the important things that are important to me and me alone. Um, and one of the things I'm going to bring up is I think it's very important. I think it needs to be brought out as an issue. To start off, as a little intro to what today's subject is going to be. Um, I've been reading a book that I was reading about this time last year, and I just had the urge to pick it up mostly because I had heard rumor that they're going to remake a movie or actually do a movie based on this book. And it's this book right here, Stephen King's It. And, I've been really busting myself out trying to, let's see, angle that right. Yeah. Bust myself trying to read that. That's how far I've gotten. Page 70, which, I mean, if you're a reader of Stephen King, I mean, 70 pages. Those are some hefty pages. They're almost Bible pages almost. So I'm 70 pages into this, and I've just been feeling reading it because I've been trying to find more information on the supposed movie that they're going to make, and I haven't been able to find anything recent. But in my searches, I came across a very interesting concept on a forum that people were talking about, and that is who would win in a fight between. I've got some stand-in toys for this. Who would win in a fight between Pennywise? They all float. Right. And this guy here, uh, Mr. Freddy Krueger. Ah, five finger death. Well, four finger death. Uh, this was a gift from my sister-in-law, by the way. So thanks, Jesse. Anyway, that's a. When I heard that, it's like it's definitely something that people would be biased on. Some people definitely, Freddy would win, and um, other people would like obviously Pennywise would. I don't think it's so obvious on which one would win in a fight. Um, Such as let's just get back down into it. Let's do the weigh-in. Okay, let's start with Fred here. Okay, how tall is Fred? He's 5'9". Okay, his weapon of choice, obviously, his little dingy dingy there. He's 5'9", probably at best 150 pounds, 160 maybe soaking wet. His power is he can invade your dreams, and just seeing if the clock comes off. It doesn't look like it does. He can invade your dreams and kill you with your own fears. Usually he does it with knives, though. I mean, he doesn't really kill you with your fears. He just makes you scared and then shink. Um, he can only get you while you're dreaming. If you bring him out into the real world, then he's vulnerable. But so he can be pulled out of his power realm and be easily like beaten in our realm. So I mean, and obviously, he gets killed every time, but he keeps coming back. So I mean, he easily comes back and he easily dies. And he's powered by fear as well. As long as people are afraid of him, he has power over them. Um, so that's it. I mean, another thing that we can say about him is when this guy cracks a one-liner, it's generally funny. Even in the new version, he's still a little bit funny in that one. Now on to our next guy. Here's Pennywise. How tall is he? Well, in the book, the kids describe him about being like 7 feet tall or 9 feet tall or something like that. I don't know how tall Tim Curry is, who played him in the movie, but I mean, so he's tallish. He's not short, and if you're a kid, he's really tall. Um, and he can appear as anything you're afraid of or potentially afraid of. And he doesn't need fear to kill you. He likes the taste of fear on the meat. That's why he goes after children, is they're so easily manipulated into being afraid. But he does physically eat them. He physically and spiritually eats them. He does a little bit of both. Um, and you don't have to be asleep to have problems with this guy. He will come to you daytime, nighttime, anytime's the right time. Um, so anyway, in this form, yeah, he's a scary clown, or he can be a werewolf, or he can be a hobo, or a leper, or a mummy. He can control the elements. He can be Jaws. His most physical form on Earth is a giant spider-like creature that is identified as being female because it's laying eggs, but it's not necessarily true. But his actual being, which you can only see through his eyes, he calls them the deadlights. He's a big orange collection of light out in the macroverse, where he spends his time taunting the giant turtle, and they spit at each other back and forth. Um, so the thing about Pennywise, aka Mr. Bob Gray or Robert Gray, aka It, aka the Eternal Orange Deadlights, uh, he only gets killed once. He only really gets killed once, and that's the end of that. Um, and how he gets killed is through the ritual of the Chud. And basically, you psychically link up to this creature, and you have a shouting match with it where you tell each other riddles and jokes. And see, that's one place where Freddy might gain an upper hand is if he psychically links with Pennywise. He's pretty good, pretty quick with the one-liner. Gonna make him laugh, and if you make him laugh, he dies. That's another thing. Pennywise tells a joke. We've all seen the movie. He's telling jokes, and they're really bad jokes, but it's a scary scene, you know? Tim Curry's just a scary guy. Perfect choice to play Pennywise. That's nothing. I haven't heard any update on who's going to play Pennywise and who else could play it as well. I mean, you'd have to find some unknown actor that is amazing to play him. So here's the fight. I mean, you got Freddy on one side. He's not eternal, but he's pretty much immortal. Lives in the dream world. Does Pennywise dream? But he's a cut up. He's kind of a clown. Robert Englund described him as a cruel clown, so he can probably make Pennywise laugh. Pennywise is a clown because clowns are creepy, and someone had to write a story about creepy clowns so Stephen King did. And he's eternal, but once he's destroyed, he's destroyed. There isn't a sequel to it. This guy, not only is there a sequel, but there's like 7 of them and a remake. Actually, there's six movies. There's 6 movies. A kind of retelling of Freddy Krueger, and then a remake. So he keeps coming back. He's kind of tough in that way. Easy to take out, but easy to revive. Tough to take out. Does not come back. Does not take the licking. You know? Well, he takes the licking, but he doesn't come back ticking. So, I mean, at first thought, when I first thought about it, I'd say Pennywise hands down would win the fight. Now I'm not quite so sure. It's taken me 10 minutes of rambling here to decide who would win, and gosh, who took their vitamins that morning? What do you say, Bob? Brr. See you, Fred. Brr. Don't worry, I'm not gonna hurt you yet. Brr. Adios. End communication.